Okay, I just got a question asked of me from another venture owner, and he asked me what to check because his cruise control is not working. So I'm going to go through the list of things I check whenever my cruise control isn't working. This only happened to me one time. My first venture in '86 that I had for 16 years, one day my cruise control just quit working. And I was on the highway, and there was no place to pull over to try to diagnose, troubleshoot what was going on. So I just kept going without the cruise control. And I got to a little town, and I was in the left turn lane waiting for a green light when a car pulled up beside me on the right, and he gave me a toot and rolled his window down and said, "Hey buddy, your brake light isn't working." And immediately the light bulb went off in my head. Oh, that's why the cruise control is not working. So that's just one of the things you need to check, but I'm going to go through the process here. There's a little click you will hear when you, on some machines, my Venture isn't doing it, but there is a switch that turns on your brake light. Whenever you touch the brakes, let's test my brake light switch. That's my fuel pump. Okay, watch my brake light. I'm going to pull the brake lever in, and here's how you test to make sure that that switch that will shut off your cruise control if it's not working. This is how you test it. Watch my brake light. Okay, the brake light, I don't know if you can pick it up, but it is working when I pull the brake lever. Okay, it also will shut the cruise control off if the switch isn't working for the brake pedal for the rear wheel. I'm going to press on that. Okay, that's working. Okay, both of those will keep your cruise control from not working if the switches that turn on the brake light are not operational. Another thing that will keep your cruise control from working, let me shut my key off, 2 clicks, is the clutch lever. If you're cruising along and you pull the clutch lever in to shift gears or whatever, the cruise control will shut off. So you have to make sure that that switch is working also. Okay, now I'm not sure if the safety switch in the side stand will keep your cruise control from working, but the way to check that is to start the machine. You're sitting there holding the machine up. You got while you're sitting on the bike, you want to pull the clutch in, bike's running, put it in gear, and then put your side stand down while holding the clutch in with your bike in gear. The bike should shut off instantly because that switch is open. It's not engaged at this in your side stand. That checks to see if your safety switch for your side stand is working. Okay, you've eliminated those 3 possibilities. Okay, so there's another thing you want to check. You want to see if your cruise control is getting power. So let's turn it on. See the 3 cruise control lights? 2 of them came on and went right off. I'll do that again. It's kind of bright out here today. I don't know if they're going to light up. But there's 3 lights in a row here. turn the cruise on. There they are. Set, reserve, and on. Alright. Now here are your cruise control switches. This is the cancel switch. That's set and decelerate. That's resume in case you've had to hit cancel for traffic coming up or something like that. And this is also accelerate. If you're cruising along and traffic's doing 75 and you're only doing 72, you hit that one time for every mile per hour you want to increase your speed. And when you're coming to, when you see traffic up ahead or something, you can hit cancel. Or if you need to slow down, you can hit decelerate. Okay, but when you turn this switch on, that on button should come on. If it's not, you could have a blown fuse. Okay. So, these machines here, I don't believe the cruise control will operate until you're doing at least 35 miles an hour. It may be higher, 40 miles an hour. So, this machine was giving me a little bit of problems when I first got it. I couldn't get the cruise control to work. So I ran through the checks that I just went through, and the system was getting power and all of the switches were operational. And whenever I turned the cruise control lever on here, it was indicating that it was getting energized. Okay, so you have to be doing at least 35 miles an hour, maybe 40. So what I did when this wasn't working was I got on the highway and I was doing about 50 or 55 miles an hour, and I energized the cruise control, and here's the button you turn. Once the system is on, you push set and hold it for a couple seconds, then let go. The cruise control should stay engaged. Now what my machine was doing, it was lighting up that it was coming on, but then it would drop out and the amber light was coming on, meaning that it disengaged. So after repeated tries, by holding the set button in for as long as 5 seconds, letting off the throttle completely at like 55 miles an hour and just let go, and I could feel the bike start to slow down, and then I could feel the cruise control take over and it would pick up. It took a couple seconds. There was a bit of a delay there, but it did work. So I noticed that beginning of this year too, when I went out and did a shakedown run, that the cruise control was reluctant to stay engaged. It would drop out after about 3 or 4 seconds. It was holding and then it dropped out. So I've never really had to dig into cruise control. I have no experience fixing cruise control systems, but because I've always been able to do those checks, and like on my first venture, it was a bad brake light switch.